Alright guys, this is retest for Unit 6, two-dimensional geometry. Make sure that you're working the questions with me on the paper and you're answering the questions on the Edpuzzle. We are looking at both the paper and the Edpuzzle to make sure that you're going to get the right grade, okay? So, must miss question number 1. When the three squares are joined at the vertices to form a right triangle, the combined area of the two smaller squares is the same as the area of the largest square. Select the correct answer in each row. So first it says combined area. So when we add the area of the two smaller, it's going to be the same or it's going to be equal to the area of the largest square. Now, we've been practicing this and we know that this means a squared plus b squared equals c squared, okay? So if I look at set A, I can see 9, 144, and 21. 21 is on my largest, so I'm going to put that as my c squared. 9, I'm going to make a squared. But if you look at 144, it has that squared on it. So I'm just going to put plus 144. Okay, I'm not going to put a squared on that because that is already the area. So when I do that, I can type it in my calculator. 9 squared plus 144 equals 21 squared. And when I click enter, it tells me false. So that means this does not form a right triangle. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to look at set B. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 3 is going to be my a squared. Plus 4, that's going to be my b squared, equals 25. But again, it already has the squared on it, so I'm not going to add the squared there. So when I type in 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 25, and I click enter, this one tells me true. So that means that set B is going to make a right triangle, but set A is not going to make a right triangle. Make sure you have this work done. You are going to work retest question number 1, answer this question on the Edpuzzle, and then we're going to go over most miss number 2. All right. Most miss number 2, determine the value of x using the diagram shown below. So I see a triangle, okay, and I see an angle on the outside of the triangle. But all I'm going to focus on is the triangle because I know that when we add up all the angles in a triangle, they are going to equal 180. So I'm going to make an equation that says that 45 plus 85 plus x minus 15 equals 180. And then I'm going to solve it like a normal equation. So I don't have any fractions. I don't have any parentheses. So the first thing I need to do is combine like terms. So I'm going to put a box around my constants, a circle around my variables, and then I'm going to combine them. So 45 plus 85 minus 15 gives me 115. I only have one circle, so I'm going to bring down that x equals 180. So now I'm at a two-step equation, and I know that my goal is to get my x by itself, so I need to get rid of this positive 15. So the way to get rid of a positive 15 is to do the inverse. So I'm going to subtract 115. So x equals, so 180 minus 115 equals 65. So my answer should have been x equals 65. Make sure you have this work done. Now you're going to work retest question number 2 on your paper. Write your answer in the box, and you're going to answer retest question number 2 in the Edpuzzle. All right, most miss number 3. Point M is located at 4, 6 on a coordinate grid. Point M is translated. Remember, translated means we slide it 8 units to the left and 9 units down. to create point M prime, which measurement is closest to the distance between point M and M prime. So 4, 6 tells me to go over 4, up 6. Then it says I'm going to go 8 units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 units down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's M prime. So it wants to know how far apart these 2 points are. And in order for us to do that, what we're going to need to do is make our right triangle. Okay? Remember, we can count our vertical and horizontal spaces. We just cannot count a diagonal. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, these are not positive or negative because they're distances. It's a length, all right? So I counted 8 squares over. I didn't count if I was going in the positive direction or the negative. I was counting a length. Now, when we're doing using a right triangle, we need to remember that across from the right angle is always going to be the letter C. So if I have a squared plus b squared equals c squared, that tells me that we're looking for C. I'll go ahead and make 8a and 9b. So 8 squared plus 9 squared equals c squared. 8 squared, 64, plus 9 squared is 81, equals c squared. 64 plus 81 is 145, equals c squared. But I'm not done. I have one more step to do. I need to make sure to take the square root. And that's going to give me c equals 12.04. So if I look at these answer choices, the only possibility is D. Okay? Make sure you have all this work on most miss question number 3. Now you're going to work retest question number 3. Make sure you put your answer in the box and you answer this question on the Ed puzzle. All right, most miss number 4. The width of a triangle is 4 feet, or the width of a rectangle is 4 feet. Sorry about that. And the diagonal length is 13 feet. What measurement is closest to the length of the rectangle in feet? So the first thing I'm going to do, just to make it easy for me, is draw a picture. So here's my rectangle. It says the width is 4 feet and the diagonal is 13. So remember that a diagonal goes from corner to corner. Okay, and it's asking for the length of the rectangle. So I see that I do have a right triangle right here. And I know that a rectangle has 4 right angles, so I'm going to draw my right angle in the corner. And when I draw that arrow over, that means 13 is now my C. So I'll make 4 my A and the question mark my B. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So A is going to be 4 squared plus B squared equals 13 squared. 4 squared, when I type in 4 squared in the calculator, that's going to give me 16 plus b squared equals 13 squared, which gives me 169. Now, I have a number and a letter. I cannot add those together. So when we can't add, remember we need to do the inverse. We need to do the opposite. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract 16 from both sides. So 169 minus 16, that gives me 153. And then I need to remember to do my last step, which is to take that square root. So the square root of 153 is 12.369. So when I look at this, I can automatically get rid of 9 and 17. And if I round to the tens place, that 6 tells me to round up. And I'm going to pick C, 12.4 feet as my answer. Make sure you have all the work down for this problem. Now you're going to do retest question number 4. Make sure you show your work on your paper and you enter your answer on the Edpuzzle. Once you are done with that, turn in your paper to your teacher and plug your computer in.